Hello and welcome to the Sporting Index trading floor for another edition of Views from the Trading Room. My name's Carl Sante and I'm going to talk you through what's gone on this weekend, what's going to happen and where we've seen business so far. It's a great weekend sport, lots of very good football, and I'm going to start with the first game we're going to do live and running this weekend. That's Birmingham versus Arsenal on Saturday. Seen a bit of business for the Gooners, had a good result in midweek. I'm sorry Gooners, I'm only joking. That Adebayo on mids was shocking, wasn't it? But the punters haven't lost faith in them. They were 1 to 1.2, they're up to 1-1-1-3. We've had a 20 grand a goal buyer there at 1.2. Another chap that punters have been interested in, Fabregas, he's moved from 12-15 up to 13-16. We've had several buyers of his goal minutes. Interesting one, Liverpool against Inter, you didn't think there was going to be a goal all week. And the same with Borough and Sheffield United. You didn't think there was going to be a goal ever. And we've gone 2.6, 2.8 the total goals there. Had lots of sellers, but we kept our price there. Our market makers are confident that there will be a few goals at Anfield this weekend. United against Newcastle United against Manchester United, 5:15 on Saturday. Last time they met was 5:15 on Saturday. It was Black Saturday, it was Black Sunday, it was Black Monday, it was black every blooming day for us that day. United were 0-0 at half time, 6-0, and we did our absolute cojones, as they say. Punters aren't going to desert United here again. We were 1-1-1-3, we're up to 1.2, 1.4, and I wouldn't be surprised, bearing in mind Newcastle's current form, if that doesn't go up a bit further. Had a 40 grand a goal buyer there at 1.3. Total goals, we were 2.6, 2.8, they're up to 2.7, 2.9, and I can genuinely see those going off at 3 to buy or 3.1 to buy. I think it's totally a buyer's market this game, but I may be wrong, and I'm normally a seller of things like this. But elsewhere, punters got interested in, we were Man United over Newcastle corners 1 to 2. I had a couple of £1,000 buyers there at 2, and we've gone up to 1.5, 2.5. Fingers crossed here on the trading floor that Saturday won't be Black Saturday or Black Week for us again. Sunday, I'll be at Wembley to go and cheer on my mighty Spurs, or not so mighty because we never beat Chelsea. And the punters have obviously latched onto that already. We were 0.2, 0.4 Chelsea over, and we've had to move that up to 0.3, 0.5. Punters looking at the stats, Spurs have got an appalling record against Chelsea. I just pray for once that we can turn it over. Where there has been a lot of interest is on the bookings. We were 36.40, by far the lowest in the industry. We've had to move that up to 38.42. Interestingly, this game, you know, in the 5 last games, I remember there's been a 60, there's been a 90, there's been a 105. Obviously, it's a London derby, it's the first Spurs final for a long time, so there could be a lot of animosity there. Having said that, the referee, Mike Halsey, doesn't really like to get his cards out. So we're taking a bit of a punt here. We've kept it low because of the referee, but who knows, all hell might break loose if it's a typical London derby, and it well could be. Last year, I think the final made up 145. That was Chelsea-Arsenal, which was a record for the Carling Cup final or the League Cup final. Elsewhere, we've seen plenty of business on Didier Drogba goal minutes, 17.20 up to 18.21, and on the man Dimitar Berbatov. He's up from 11.14 to 13.16. That's on the back of a £200 bar and a £300 bar. One at 14, one at 15. Look for our website. You're going to have plenty of specials on the match. So look at www.sportingindex.com. It promises to be an absolute cracking final. Normally these events can be a bit tepid, but this one looks like it could be an absolute cracker. Not just because I support Spurs. We are trading 21 games of football live this weekend, and for the real purists, on Sunday morning we're trading the Australian Grand Final. I think it's between Gold Coast and Newcastle, but in Newcastle it's obviously slightly better because they've got to a final somewhere. Anyway, enough about football. Huge weekend of Six Nations rugby. You've got Wales versus Italy. Punters are coming on for Wales at the moment, 12.15. We're keeping that price, but the punters seem to be going with Wales. Total points, we were 44-7 in that game. They've gone down to 43-6. I can see why. Italy's defence has been solid so far. They probably are due a caning, so I wouldn't be getting too involved there myself. Ireland v Scotland. We were 9-12. It's gone up to 10-13. Punters think Scotland are appalling. Don't blame them so far, but Scotland have moved their team around, so I'd tread with caution on that one, but the punters have moved it up from 12 up to 13. That includes a £400 a point bar at 12. Total points in the game there, 40-43. No real business there at the moment. I think there's a bit of bad weather predicted in Dublin at the moment, so that's why those are as low as 40-43. And then England go back to France, where they won 15-9 in the World Cup semi-final. France yet again moved their team round. I think they're a side that have been a bit lucky in the Six Nations. Every time they chip the ball over, they've got the luck of the bounce, and the bounce on Clare certainly had 2 tries that I think on any other day he wouldn't have got those lucky bounces. But anyway, we'll see. Punters not put off by this at all. 5-8 France over England, and it's a one-way market. We've already had a couple of grand's worth of buyers. We're going to stick there because I think that's where we think the market should be. I'm expecting a few Patriots to come on late and get with the English. Total points down from 42-45 down to 41-44. They've tended to be fairly tight affairs, England-France, in the last couple of years, or France-England, so I can see where the punters are thinking there. I will yet again be trading one of the big matches this weekend, an under-20s match on Friday night, if you want to take me on. Rugby League doesn't get bigger than Bradford St Helens, and that's the Friday night game. Now these games kick off at 7:30. Supremacy there, we were Bradford 1-4, moved up to 2-5. The handicap line, fixed odds, tends to be about 4, and the punters probably betting that way, thinking we're a bit low. We are quite happy to lay that at the moment. Both teams full strength. Well, same squads as last week, so no injuries, no injury news. Obviously, Saints missing Skullful and Tal out at the moment. Total points in the game, no real business there at the moment. Talking of total points, I thought it was very interesting last weekend. We're doing 4 live Super 14 games this week. I was very interested by the new rules in Super 14s last week and how they're supposed to bring more points. Apparently they're tested out in various Australian leagues. On average, there are 5 more points. I think if you look at our prices this week, all the total points markets are a lot lower than last week, and that's sort of reflecting what we're on the whole below par points return. Maybe the teams will get better and learn to play the new rules, but it just seems a bit disjointed. So that's why you'll see our total points in Super 14 games, traditionally the sort of 7s of 15s rugby, will be a lot lower than normal. Elsewhere, we've got a bit of cricket. That was a thriller up in Napier the other day. 6s galore. I think there were 17 in total, and the punters really enjoyed that, particularly the early start. It started at 10, so we saw a lot of business there with people going to bed sort of a bit later than normal. England over New Zealand this week, 5:15. We've seen some sellers there, punters still favouring New Zealand, nothing too big, so we're keeping that steady at the moment. Where we have seen business is on Paul Mustard player performance. It's up from 45.50 to 47.52. That's on the back of a £150 a point bar of him. Good luck to him. I must warn you, there could be a bit of rain round in Christchurch, so if you are going to do any of these markets, you must, like 6s or wides and things, you must check out the weather before you play on them. Elsewhere in cricket, we're covering a couple of Commonwealth Bank series. That's the triangular between India, Australia and Sri Lanka. And on Friday night, Saturday night and Sunday night, we're going to be covering the Stanford 2020. That's the Caribbean 2020 knockout competition. Huge prize money, lots of familiar West Indian names playing. So for those of you nightbirds, they'll be on from 11 o'clock at night. Great fun punting there. I'm not going to advise you anything because I have absolutely no clue about that one. Anyway, lots more sport for you to punt on this weekend. You've got the golf at Accenture, you've got brilliant tennis and running, you've got the Racing Post Trophy down at Kempton, and please visit our website www.sportingindex.com for our specials on Cheltenham. The Racing Boys have come out with a whole load of Cheltenham specials this week. There'll be more to come, but if you're interested in getting some few anti-post spreads on at Cheltenham, please see our website. Wherever you are, good luck from us all on the trading floor.